And very welcome to your forecast for 2023 Aries, Sun or Rising, or perhaps even Moon, or any point. If you're watching for a friend, or a family member, or a loved one, beautiful. We will be going into the year 2023 for the Aries. The planet Jupiter, the greater beneficent planet of expansion, of wealth and wisdom, will be in your sign, giving helium to the heat. Now, this could be good to help us to be wise warriors, soul warriors. We're going to want to try and bottle up that flame so that it lights us in fire in a good way. So we could harness that fire for ultimately self-work. May that fire purify us. We carry that light like a torch through this world, bravely, valiant. You might just feel a new wind beneath your wings. This happens every 12 years. You'll have Jupiter. If we had Jupiter step in there for a little bit and then go retrograde and then go forward. In the world, this stoked the flames of war. So in your own life, are there battles that we're fighting? This will give us the ability to do it wisely. Ultimately, Minerva was born from the head of Zeus, came out fully clothed, filled with wisdom, understanding, and how to battle successfully, smartly. Not the god Aries who just goes in head first without thinking. And it's the first to die in the friggin' movie. Let us tap into the energy of Saturn, of the turtle, and ride that ram instead of getting rode over by it. This is really where you came here to be a warrior, a trailblazer. Alexander the Great was an Aries ram. He printed it on his coins. We want to make sure that we have our things in order so that when we go to war, we're not the first one to freaking die. And if we're scared to stay on the sidelines, it could encourage us to go in. We are on a battlefield here in Earth. There's no ignoring it. And if we do ignore it, we might be shown something in our lives to spur us into fighting the good fight. Taking our head off of the pillow, not counting sheep, not being a sheep, but being a valiant ram, golden ram. We have the planet Saturn, who I talked about tapping into the mastering of the fire energy. Finishing up Aquarius, which is, it could give you rewards for things that you worked hard for. Recognition, esteem, things going towards your legacy. Those will be highlighted, and then it will move into the house of Pisces, which to you is, it'll be getting in order your it could be your delusions. It could be the next 3 years. It'll be mastering your imagination. It'll be getting in touch with the goddess who sits behind the throne, your intuition. Your creative juices could be put in order to be put into the world. But it'll be a little bit more behind the scenes work. Your architect, your master architect in you will be leaving the public eye for a little bit and going into the abyss. It could be cutting off addictions, distractions, melancholy, depression that the sickle of Saturn is going to have to slice through. So, what are those Piscean age type things that we might need to get rid of? It could be things we had faith in, beliefs, religious systems that evolve, grow, but first by a pruning of what isn't true. We will have Venus retrograde in your 5th house of love and romance. You could have old loved ones coming through, or just more time to reflect on what's fun for you, recreation, children, your relationship to children, being a child at heart. You'll have some added love energy in those areas. Luck, joy. So we do have some, just as life is, we have some things that might not be so joyful. There could be endings, sad endings that were a long time in the making. Karmic cuttings of cords. And then that'll reflect in being open to opening our hearts to new relationships and new romances coming in. You can really find a romance this year. And it might be going back into something. It could be, I don't know if I recommend online dating, but say you left online dating, you go back into the app and find somebody that maybe you passed over before, and then spark up a romance. If you're married, this could be a time where you're more fertile, or your relationship with your children is reignited, or your relationship with that child in you is revivified. Venus and Leo. We have the North Node is going to leave your house of possessions, wealth, and it will, which is like our karmic focus. So for the past year, more attention maybe has been pointed to your money situation, your wealth, and you might feel like you're starting to ascend towards more physical wealth. Now, that's going to switch up, and it's going to go to your personal self, your body, your basic instinctual motor program self will be given focus and energy to hone your spiritual warrior skills so that we are on that spiritual warrior path. And it could be a time of more karmic help, more karmic awareness of our dharma, our duty, what it is you're here to do. and be, and all those things that aren't, that are false, of the false ego that perhaps we've idolized, made a god, we get a chance to really refine that so that we are the best versions of ourselves. So that my great I am that we roar into battle is a capital I-A-M. But not separate from yourself, from others, God, but that great I am that always has been, is now, and forever will be. So that's a little channeled astrological message. Now let's go into your cards. Let us first pick cards for your first house, which is your great I am. Your sense of identity, which we're always looking to refine and hone so that our me is replaced with the great we. The Seven of Swords. This is our mind. What is stealing our mental energy? Like flipping through our phones, scrolling on Instagram, even though it's a free app to download. It costs us energy, attention. Perhaps we're having a hard time focusing. In about 6 months, maybe a little less, we're going to have an expanded opportunity to focus and to chase the thieves out of the temple, our mind. It could be even people, attachments, addictions that we're being called to address. Bring a judgment to it. Say, that's enough. An overcritical voice in our head that is constantly telling us that we're not good enough. Farewell. That's enough. Bye-bye. Being too attached to our possessions, having an unhealthy relationship to our objects, our possessions, where we are possessed. Farewell. Goodbye. Let them run off with whatever the fuck they want, because our well-being is more important than any object that we possess. And let us put a purifying fire to our desire. Let us take that energy and turn it in on ourselves for self-mastery, the perfection of the temple, so that we could house the highest, brightest lights that warms the world. A gentle warrior, confident warrior, the fully self-individuated, consciously unfolding sojourner. I think there's going to be some real transformation this year. Now let us talk about how we're going to deal with Saturn moving into Pisces, which will happen in a few months. Okay, looks like we're bringing love to a situation where that energy of the Seven of Swords moves to the Five of Swords. So we're bringing some accepting understanding to a conflict, could be in communications with, I want to say, even a group of people, maybe at work, and there's going to be some love and understanding and clarity after a bit of a conflict. And then we have a 10 of coins of earth, which is, it's almost like, it's like cleaning out the house, and then you have a nice, materially comfortable situation. Peace, abundance. Yeah, Jupiter in your home sign. These are all minor arcana, so I feel like the cards are telling me that what I said about the astrology is really more the major arcana. And here are just some little helpings. Is there something making us uncomfortable where we don't feel materially comfortable? It could just be a way of thinking about it. We could transform the way that we think, and then likewise the way that we feel will follow. One final card to send us off. Mars in Leo, upside down. I want to say it's really asking us to use our fire. We don't always have to be, I know this goes against what I just said. We don't always have to be a warrior, is what I want to say. Thank you, Spirit. In the workplace, in the world. And often that's just a reflection of what's going on in our own head, heart, emotional self. Maybe we're fighting battles that don't need to be fought. Letting people take away our energy, our peace of mind, when they shouldn't. People or circumstances, situations, that we can rise above and not out of some unhealthy place of pride, but out of what's really important for my great I am, the reason why I'm freaking here. Perhaps that situation, that circumstance, that addiction, that toxic relationship or attachment, instead of it's a sword that's stabbing us, we're stabbing ourselves with it, we could grab the handle of it and hone it so that we're the welder of the sword, cutting away what's not healthy, and then so that we're going after what is. The greater the thing that we want to manifest, to achieve, the greater the thing it is that we have to sacrifice, to give up. So let us be serious about these bonds, these promises, these vows, these oaths that we made when we incarnated in this place and decided to, chose to. Let us honor those by bravely pursuing that which is good, beautiful, true, right, just. And here we have Jupiter with the Ace of Wands coming through to bless you with that new fire and flame to trod this soul's journey valiantly, bravely. We have a choice. Do we want to choose to ascend up the ladder in virtuosity and righteousness, or do we want to continue fulfilling our base instinctual, animal, beastly, base level desires for instant gratification? Or can we tap into the Saturn, the turtle, who gives up, sacrifices those things because they're keeping it from ascending the mount of glory, of ascension, taking our spiritual life seriously? My sweet Aries. Let us go to an oracle deck. Let me go to the Egyptian. Oh, precious, most beautiful intuition. Mother, Goddess Divine. A message for Aries. Shu. God Shu. Order and peace. This year is a year about order, getting our stuff in order so that they don't put us in their new world order. Shu is going to be an archetype that will be with you this year. Order and peace. Number 3. Also the number of creation. I feel like we're a new creation right now, Aries, going into this year. Let us keep that flame from being darkened by our unhealthy thoughts and actions. Primordial God, son of Amun-Ra, who personifies the air. Jupiter coming in, I feel like he's going to breathe air on your fire to expand it, like helium that Jupiter's made of mostly. He personifies the air, the wind, but also the light that broke the primordial darkness. His name means he who rises. Shu is commonly portrayed with an ostrich feather on his head. The ostrich feather is a symbol of lightness and purity. The air meaning breath of life, ruah, and cooling breeze. This card advises you to adopt a more disciplined form of behavior. The time has come to lighten and rebalance your life. Respect rules with greater responsibility. I mean, is that not pretty much what I just finished on? I mean, the goddess is the best. She don't tell us what it is. She don't, but she helps to discipline us because she loves us. We are not abandoned here. We have the Paraclete, the Holy Spirit, but nah, the Goddess Kundalini, Prakti. May she be with you to guide you, to comfort you, and to strengthen you through this year, my dear Aries. Love you. Book a private reading, a natal chart reading on the Aquarian.tv's website under bookings. Email me if you so desire. Liam, Liam, at theaquarian.tv. We could work something out. I love you. Farewell.